What's up, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. Today is Wednesday, and like I said, the new parts are gonna be here on Wednesday, so most of the stuff is here. I'm waiting for one more package, and when it arrives, I'm gonna show you that one also. So that one should be here, I don't know, maybe in a few hours, and we're gonna take a look at that one. But right now, most of the stuff is here, and let's take a look at them. So first thing I want to show you guys that I'm most excited about is my new hood. So check it out. Here is the new hood. This is a VIS Racing AMS style hood. I am super pumped about it. This hood is super nice. I already went ahead and kind of threw it out on the car. It's not completely installed, it's not gapped or anything yet, but I just want to see what the car looks like with it, even though it's still torn apart. But this thing looks awesome. It has real nice quality. Nice big vents. Like I said, I wanted nice vents for the turbo to ventilate. So this is pretty cool. Here it is. Everything on it is like perfect. There's no imperfections. This thing is awesome. And I did call VIS directly, and they did end up giving me a good deal on the hood, so which was super cool of them, and I'm very pumped about it. Sorry for the car still being apart. I have not finished everything that I need to do, but we'll talk about that later. So that is the hood, and it's here, and I'm super stoked about it. I hope you guys like the hood. Comment down below if you do. And here's some additional parts. Let's take a look. We got some radiator fans. We got an oil cooler back there, and there's some additional stuff. So let's get it unpacked. I kind of opened everything up just to look at it, but I'm going to show you what I got. So let's see. So first thing, I went over to Summit Racing and picked up these quick latch hood pins. You kind of want to run hood pins on aftermarket hoods because it's a lot safer. So here's what these guys look like. So you get the two threaded studs, and here is the actual pin itself. This is a quick release. It has a button on the middle, so whenever you put the hood down, you kind of line up your hood and click right into it, and there it is. And what's cool about these pins, that your hood can be on the angle, or if you have a slant or something, this will still lock no matter what. So which is pretty cool. So this is a, I don't know how many degrees that is, but in my case, when I put this on, they're gonna be sitting right about here somewhere. So I will be having a slight angle as you see this hood slopes down, so this will work out perfectly. And these guys are nice quality. Definitely recommend these pins. They're awesome. One of my buddy runs it on his car and he loves them. And as far as the hood goes, the hood actually comes with these water trays that go under your vents. So if you don't want any water to be dripping all over your engine bay, you can install them. And they have these these guys are actually small. They're not up to this size vents, but I'm not gonna run them. I just went ahead and removed them. But what I will do is the one that is on the passenger side, I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of it off, because right in this vent where your battery sits, as you can see, all the wires are exposed. So what I'm gonna do, I will utilize some of that water tray. I'm gonna cut it under it and screw it back on. So if it rains and I'm stuck in the rain, all the water will drip down and it will just roll right off of it. So that's something I will run, and then the other 5 vents will stay completely open. Alright, next one up is package from Drift Motion. Like I told you, new serpentine belt, new HKS filter, oil filter, This is gaskets. So these are the multi-layer gaskets for the turbo manifold and the turbo itself. I can open that up real quick and show you that. And as you remember, I needed a magnetic plug, so I got ready magnetic plug. Super excited about it. Next one is we're gonna take a look inside of this Mechman box. I did get 25 row oil cooler, and it comes with two lines, and one of them is 4 foot and one of them is a 5 foot line. It also comes with this nice, I did order a thermostatic plate, which is a 180 degree plate. Thermostat's right here, and it has one fitting for your sensor. So currently I only have a temp sensor for my oil, but I also like to add, I only have a pressure sensor, but I also would like to add oil temp at some point. But this is actually not a, if you're wondering, the second one is not a port for a sensor. This is just a hole if you need to change the thermostatic switch to a different one. That's how they explained it to me. So that's what this is for. So don't try to stick a pressure or temp sensor in there. So you only get one. They don't make one with the double. So at some point I would like to run both. And if you're asking how am I going to do that, I'm going to show you that. I end up ordering a, oh man, where did that go? Probably fell out somewhere. Well, I'm going to show it to you in a little bit. There was anyway, in this box, I had, also from Summit Racing, I ordered a T-fitting that will go in here. It was a brass T-fitting, and I do have it somewhere. It must have fell out of the box when I was moving them around. Here is the cooler itself. So it looks like a nice quality, 25 row. You can mount it any way you want to. And this guy will be going somewhere in this area on the Z. I'm gonna have to fab up some brackets, but this is the only area that I think it's gonna be suitable for this thing to go into. So and then we're gonna smoke some holes in the bumper to give it some air. But anyway, that should be pretty nice. And I'll see if the lines would actually be the correct length. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to make some custom lines, a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit longer, but I'm gonna find that out. Alright, another thing that will come in this box is a few, sorry I'm doing this with one hand, so apologize for the camera shaking, but they'll come with a few fittings. Here as these guys are. So there's the AN fittings that will go onto your plate. So this is a dash 10s, and these two will screw right into here, just like so. And then you get two different adapters for your oil filter. So whichever size you guys are running, there's an M20 and there's a 3/4-16. So they'll give you both. So one of these is not going to be used. All right, next one up is a Delaire high output electric fans, and this is actually something that one of you guys recommended. I don't know if the guy is going to want me to announce his name, but I'm just going to say thanks, Joe, for letting me know about these fans. It was super nice of you, because I actually, before I'm going to open them up, I actually did order 14-inch fans from Spal, and when they arrived yesterday on Tuesday, I went and mocked them up, and I could not fit two 14-inch fans. So I ended up shipping it right back to him because it was not gonna work, and I didn't want to, you know, keep the fans for whatever reason. There was no need. They're expensive. These guys are actually made by Spal, so which is super cool. And these are 12-inch fans. And each fan is a 2000 CFM, so it's actually a little bit more powerful than the ones I had. I had two 14 inches, which they were still the same size, 3.5. Probably had a similar motor on them, but they were 1652 CFI. So these are actually 2 inches smaller, but they are more powerful and they fit perfect. I already had them mocked up in by my radiator, so this is super cool. I'm excited to put them in and see how good they are working. They're going to be probably way better than the Mechman fans that I had on there. Those were just not powerful enough. And they'll give you, what else comes in the box is the zip ties, of course, if you want to mount them with the zip ties, and a few rubber isolators to go against the radiator if you are using the zip ties, so you know it doesn't rub on your radiator. And they also give you a nice instruction how they want you to mount it. So I don't know if I'm going to use these for now or I'm going to make brackets. Not sure yet. We'll see. Alright guys, the last part has arrived. Super pumped, but we're going to hold on to it. Back to this fitting. Anyway, it's got two fittings on it, so you should be able, let's open this up actually. Let's take a look. Yeah, like I said, here it is. One port here, and this is 1/8 inch MPT fittings. We'll go right into here, and then you're gonna be able to run two sensors. So whatever port comes out directly from the plate, this is where you want to put your pressure. And on top, the one that keys into it, that's where you want to run your temperature, because I think this would be more accurate pressure than, so whenever it comes out, it'll go straight into instead of out and back and up. So if you're doing it, put your pressure sensor right over here. This is basically everything: oil cooler, belts, oil filter, plug, latch pins, fans. And these things fit really nice. Let's unbox this last part and I'm going to show you what it is. Let me get a razor blade. Most of you probably already know what it is just by looking at the tape. Alright, here it is guys. So this is a Mechman alternator, and this is a 240 amp. And the reason for it, I don't think after installing these fans and everything else with the bigger fuel pump and everything else that is going on in the car, I don't think the OEM alternator will be able to keep up with everything. So, and it probably won't. I'm going to say it again. Thanks, Joe, for recommending this. Appreciate it. I'd rather do it now than run into a problem later. Let's open this guy up. So like I said, 240 amp alternator from Mechman. Here it is. There's a very nice unit here. Very nice. So this guy should be able to, or will be able to keep up with everything. Give you a nice instruction, colorful instruction, how they want you to install it, how they want you to hook it up. The unit itself looks pretty cool, super clean, nice pulley. That's awesome. So guys, these are all the parts that I needed to finish this car so I can be back on the road. And there's one more thing I want to show you guys before I go. I did tell you the radiator issue when I was getting rid of that loop for the upper radiator hose. So I did end up messing with the core support to move the radiator forward so I can fit a short hose from the top of the radiator right to the engine block. And let me prop the hood and I'll show you what I did. It's not 100% done, but it's about 80% done. All right, the hood's propped. Check those vents out. Those are sweet. Anyway, here it is. I did end up moving the radiator forward about an inch or an inch and a half, and now I can have this nice short line right here instead of having the crazy loop. Super pumped about it. I did end up shaving a lot of core support on the inside where I was able, and I actually did cut the center section out, so there was nothing restricting it for the condenser to move forward. I did end up cutting the cover, giving some more room for the air. Also on this side, for these guys, there will be no longer utilized. The little nipples went farther inside, basically, I don't know, about right here. Now they sit. So what I'm thinking, I made these little brackets. Well, actually, so far I made one bracket, but my process I thought was, this thing is shaved to the contour of this half moon. So I was gonna go ahead and slide that in there and put a couple rivets, so one in each corner, so 4 rivets, and then right on the inside right here, I was gonna pick up, see this hole for the shroud that they already welded the bong to? I was gonna pick up a hole for that and mount this like that. So same thing on this side. I'm gonna have to make another one. This one I actually had to cut out so I can clear the dash 16 line. But that's basically the idea of how this is all going to be mounted. And then we'll spray in black over here and maybe polish it on the back side so it blends with the core support on this side and then blends with the radiator on this side, so you don't notice it a lot. That's basically it. I'm going to hit the ground running this Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to be put another video together so you guys can see the progress and how everything goes back together, and then we're gonna go drive it, run it hot, make sure it cools down or stays cool. So I'm pretty pumped about it. We're gonna line the hood and all that good stuff, install the pins. So please stay tuned and like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.